Hi there. Welcome to Save Nola Heritage. We're on a tour back from Tennessee, the Eclipse, Andrew Jackson's home, and coming through Alabama right now. And this little town here, Tuscumbia, Alabama, kind of nip a corner of it to go from Tennessee into Mississippi to get to Monroe, where Mom is. But I'm coming down the streets and I see this marker, and then I read it. And obviously want to remember, you can remember us, Save Nola Heritage there. So this marker says, God of our fathers, help us to preserve for our children the priceless treasure of the true story of the Confederate soldier. And as you go around this monument on all sides, it's pretty interesting to see. On this side here it says, the men were right who wore the gray, and the right can never die. The manner of their death was the crowning glory of their lives. And over here it's got the flag. Looks like being furled, perhaps. And up here you can get a shot of the gentleman, the soldier, and that it was dedicated by the Daughters of the Confederacy in 1911. Now, what's interesting, I mean, obviously we've heard so much that these monuments were put up to send a message to blacks that the whites were still in charge. The more and more I read about this, the more and more I see that the Daughters of the Confederacy were the daughters of these men who died. And as they died and they had a few dollars, and it took 20 years. Actually, I was surprised. They started raising money in 1840 for a monument to Andrew Jackson and the men, who included free men of color, pirates, Kentucky Long Riflemen, Tennessee, Mississippi Militia, U.S. Marines. It took them 68 years to raise that money. They put it up in 1908. This went up 3 years later. So it wasn't about sending a message from all the research I get. It was basically that their fathers died, or their grandfathers, or their uncles, or their brothers, and we had malaria, we had poverty, we had a lot of things that went wrong after the war because everybody was broke and everything had been burned down. But as they raised a few dollars, they put up these markers to honor the men, most who did not return home and are buried someplace not near where their families lived. Later, in this town over here, you can see, and I'll get in the sunlight so you can see it. This is like a cute little town in northwestern Alabama, but in the distance right there you'll see the American flag, and you can make out those markers. There's a marker over here with a Purple Heart to all soldiers who got wounded. You walk in and there's a monument to Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, World War I, World War II, and it lists all the guys. So this area here is really about honoring soldiers. There isn't anything about sending a message, and I just grateful that the House of Alabama, the legislature, saw that and decided we're not going to go through this whole mess that Louisiana has opened itself for, where we evaluate every monument and we come in with that preconceived notion that the monuments were erected out of malice, that they weren't erected to honor people who died, somebody's dad. As I read the markers, typically what I read are these are all by the VFW. That one's the Daughters of the Confederacy, who put roses on the graves of Union soldiers when they started Memorial Day. And the Daughters of the Confederacy, actually the people that started Memorial Day. So I wanted to leave that note as we're road tripping back through the Natchez Trace, which is how Andrew Jackson's troops went from Tennessee into New Orleans to defend New Orleans, to give you guys a little bit of history. And I'll just go back over here one more time. That we see our little sign there and grab it. We're trying to get this petition done. 40% of the way there. We want to put it on the ballot that we protect monuments to all military veterans, whether it be War of 1812, World War I, which was segregated, World War II was segregated, the Civil War, obviously, the Revolutionary War. Just want to put an end to this, trying to decide if there was malice when somebody's monument was erected. Thank you all. We're going to go down the road here to Tupelo, Mississippi in a little bit. Take care.